What's going on, everybody? Joshua Cook, VYPE Media, now joined by Clinton Welch, the head baseball coach out at Ridgepoint High School. Well, Coach, first off, how are you and your family doing right now during this kind of coronavirus lockdown we're under?
Oh, so far, so good. My family, extended family, friends, everybody's good and healthy so far.
No, right now we're supposed to be playing baseball. Should be in about the middle, late to district play, getting ready for the playoffs here in a few weeks. What has this been like for you to not have baseball right now?
Well, at first, I had plenty of chores around the house, plenty of yard work, like most coaches. So that kept me pretty occupied, and I didn't anticipate the layoff being that long initially. Maybe a little naive on my part. So when they talked about a couple of weeks, I thought we would be back to a normal schedule relatively soon. So at this point, it's pretty apparent that it's going to be a lot longer than any of us were hoping for.
I know, the UIL has said May 4th kind of looks like a date. Maybe they could try to come back and play somewhat of a rest of the baseball season. Have you and other baseball coaches talked out about it all, like what that could look like, what a rest of the district season could look like, what a playoff format could look like?
I personally have not talked to any coaches really about it. Our athletic director or assistant athletic director via email sent us a proposed reduced schedule not long after the suspension of play, but that was based on us going back to school, I think, on April 10th. So
Mhm.
I think right now everybody's just kind of laying low and waiting. I know that the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association is very involved and active, meeting and talking directly to UIL. I know UIL really wants to, especially for the seniors, honor the season and try to find a way. But personally, I'm just kind of waiting it out, and we'll see what happens when we get there. But we're certainly hoping for some kind of something. I know there's been talk of a district tournament, assuming we get back to school somewhat soon, and have your four seeds come out of the way the tournament plays out. I've heard a version where once that happens, you enter the playoffs, no two out of threes, maybe play two one-game playoffs per week. But at this point, I think most of us, anything that UIL can get for us, we're going to be happy with. We've got a lot of seniors who have worked really hard to try to, have a season, maybe have a great season. And on top of that, there's a lot of seniors who are not fortunate enough to get an opportunity to play college baseball. So this is their last go around. So it's kind of sad to see for them, especially.
You mentioned seniors, and of course, your team has some great ones on it. Hayde Key, he's committed to Texas Tech. Will Pendergrass, he's University of Houston. Jack Baker's another one, Trinity University, and some of your seniors. And I know this year y'all were looking for big things. Last year y'all played for a state championship, got all the way to Round Rock. Just what has been your message to those guys, especially the seniors that were hoping to get one more chance to get back to Round Rock to win it all?
Well, we're just sending them a message once or twice a week, encouraging them to, keep the faith that UIL is really wanting us to have a season and to just wait it out. I mean, all we can do really is encourage them to keep throwing, keep hitting, keep finding ways to work out, based on what their family is comfortable with in terms of allowing them to leave the house to do. So they're really just, we're doing our best to try to get them to find a way to keep their reps up somehow, some way. But there's really nothing obviously we can mandate. Uh, School facilities are off the grid right now. Our district, and I know most districts, are not allowing the students anywhere on campus. So they've got a challenge, but we always know this, at least at Ridgepoint. I'm sure at most programs, the kids who really care, they're going to go take care of business. They're going to find a way.
So talk about that a little bit. Let's say hypothetically, and I know it's always a game of hypotheticals right now, but UIL clears May 4th, y'all can start practicing and stuff. I mean, there has to be a week or 2 week period where y'all just go practice to get knock some rust off after sitting around for a couple months, right?
Yeah, I think most teams, most players, in a matter of a few days, actually could get enough ground balls, hitting reps, and assuming they've been throwing on their own to be ready. The key part of that's going to be the pitcher reps. I know that at least in terms of what we do, we have a progression in terms of our pitch count and what we allow in each tournament to try to build up for the season
Hmm.
prior to district play. So that's going to be the biggest challenge. It's probably going to make coaches really have to utilize their entire staff, probably not get as many complete games the first couple of weeks and things like that.
For you, I know how much coaches, I know there's the games and stuff like that, but how much have you missed just being around the guys on a day to day basis and getting to spend that time with them?
Well, it's fun, and we've got a fun group. We've got a large senior class. I think we've got 16 seniors on our roster that have been part of our program, for 4 years. This particular group, and the same could go for last year's group. We've got a lot of players who are good. We've got a lot of players who work hard, but we also have a lot of good players who are good people, have good senses of humor. So we tend to, for the most part, have a pretty good time when we're at practice. So I know Coach Duck and I and our sub varsity coaches are chomping at the bit to get back because we do miss them and we miss the interaction. I mean, we do this, we all teach, classes on top of this, but, deep down, in our heart, what are we teaching for? Part of it is because we love the game of baseball. So we've got to spend all this time teaching in the classroom, which is great. Most coaches are also really good teachers in the classroom and take it serious. But the caveat is that at the end of the day, we get to walk out there on the field and be with the team and enjoy the game of baseball. So right now, we're all training to do online instruction without that activity to walk out to after school. So we're missing it quite a bit.
I love. It looks like the Welch family dog made a special appearance in the background there, coming in. Finally, Coach, before we let you go, if the season comes back, I mean, what will that mean to you and these guys to just get the chance to play, and especially for these seniors to get one more chance to walk on that diamond wearing Ridgepoint gear?
Well, it's going to be very important, especially to the players. I've done this a long time. If for some reason this season doesn't come back, I can recover. I'm not a young coach. I've had lots of games. It's really bad for the players and especially the seniors. And like I said, the college guys, it looks like a lot of them are going to get an extra year of eligibility declared. Obviously, for high school, that's not going to happen. So again, we've got 16 seniors, including most who this was going to be their last season. So, on top of that, we had some pretty lofty goals. Last year, they got a taste of a deep playoff run. And, we were hoping to, first of all, get in the playoffs and hopefully, catch a little magic again and get hot like we did last year. There's obviously no guarantees of that in Region 3. We've got a tough region with a lot of good teams and a lot of really, really good baseball coaches. So it's not easy to make it through a region, get to state. But that's certainly our goal as well as it is for a lot of other programs in the area. So we're hopeful that we can get back to it.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate the time. Hope you and your family stay safe and healthy, and we can't wait to see you back out on the baseball diamond. I didn't recognize you for a second without the Ridgepoint baseball cap on.
Yeah, good health to y'all and your extended families as well. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Coach.